Anyways, what I want to talk about is this very commonly accepted concept that there's one singular proper way for a prong collar to be fit. So, you know, there's a lot of prong collar Nazis out there. If you post up a video or a picture and the prong collar is not absolutely right under the ears, right under the jaw, the highest possible spot it can be, then you're going to get all sorts of, you know, nasty responses and you amateur and what are you doing and da, 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 da. I'm sure we've all seen that stuff, whether you've been victim of it or you've just seen other people post about it. And so what's happened is that this concept, which goes back to so many problems in dog training, which is kind of dogmatic, rule-based, non-creative thought approach to training, meaning that there's just one way. And what tends to happen is once this one way is established, especially by the gurus, then everybody under them becomes terrified to say anything different, for one, and two, just most of them just accept it as you know, wisdom from on high, and that's the way it is. If this person said it, or this person said it, or multiples of them said it, it must be the case. So, and if you look back at my old, my early prong collar videos, man, you're talking years and years and years ago, back when I was in the TGD apartment, I demonstrated how to fit a prong collar properly, and I too was showing it up high. It's not that that's wrong, it's just that there's far more to it than that. It's not the only fit, it's one fit. And so obviously if I could go back and have all of the experience and wisdom and knowledge that I have now versus 2012, you know, over, you know, 10, 11 years ago, something like that, maybe even earlier than that, could have been 2010 or something. It's hard, I can't remember. Anyways, if I had that knowledge, that wisdom, that experience, I would have made a different video. I would have made a more expansive, creative one that included all sorts of different scenarios, dogs, possibilities, things that I hadn't seen yet or hadn't fully developed the thought process with, or maybe I was under the influence of the gurus back then. It can happen to us all. Anyways, so there is no one correct prong collar placement, and I'm sure this will create lots of fiery responses from lots of folks. Any loud trucks going by, so bear with me. Fiery responses from lots of folks that disagree, that feel there is only one way. And I'll tell you, with anything, when you have a strict set of rules, this is the only way, it's a very easy way to live. It creates a lot of comfort in the brain because you don't have to wrestle with competing concepts, variables that could come into play that would cause the rule that makes your mind so peaceful and easy to actually be incorrect or insufficient. So let's see if I can just kind of break this down as succinctly as possible, which you know is not my bag, but I'll do my very best. So is at the very top of the neck the proper placement, or let me clarify, is the top of the neck, right under the jaw, behind the ears, a good placement for the prong collar? Yes and no. Is somewhere in the middle a good placement for the prong collar? For a lot of people, they would say no. My answer, yes, sometimes no. Or I should say, sometimes yes, sometimes no. What about really, really low and loose? Now this is going to break the internet. Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. This all has to do with what's going to best serve the dog.